Crypto.com balance sheet is strong with minimal FTX exposure. That's what the CEO is telling us, right? This is coming from Watcher Guru. The crypto industry has been constantly hit with multiple crashes. The ongoing collapse of Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX has instilled extreme fear among the entire community. While several continue to speculate more downfalls of prominent exchanges, Crypto.com's collapse was being highly discussed. Over the last week, the exchange's native asset Kronos, or the CRO token, recorded a drastic drop of 43%. Following this, the community expressed concerns about another possible liquidity crisis. However, appearing in a recent interview, the CEO of Crypto.com, Chris Marsalek, affirmed that the exchange wasn't going anywhere. He said basically that they have $10 million, their exposure was limited to $10 million for FTX. It's coming out that there's more. We're going to be talking about that. So he says, additionally, we acknowledge the flow of funds between FTX and Crypto.com, which was revealed, and they have apparently recovered $990 million from FTX, which is actually pretty surprising to believe, right? So where does that come from? That actually came from a little thread over here where, not this one, excuse me. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Let me see if we can get the threads pulled up right. So after some transaction ID digging, FTX has received around $1 billion worth of USDC from Crypto.com. And that is brought up, obviously, a lot of concern surrounding Crypto.com because, as you guys know, you can't really get your money back out right now. And this actually went all the way up to just 12 days ago now at this point, with a huge $2 million value deposit. I mean, I guess their largest was around 3.5 million overall. Is that right? No, they have some down here for what? 40 million, 10 million, 10 million. They have a lot of exchanges with them. Where basically these are all the transaction IDs from Crypto.com, which was really causing a lot of the fear and uncertainty surrounding Crypto.com. And I think that's a valid fear, right? At the end of the day. Now, they say that they've recovered 990 million of it from FTX. And that's kind of, I think we could go through possibly transactions at some point, but it looks like those transactions are getting obfuscated. So that's another weird thing that's been going on, is that a lot of the FTX money that for after post-hack are going through things like Tornado Cash and mixers and so on, making it harder to track. Obviously, par for the course with cryptocurrency exchange hacks, though. So at present, withdrawals have been functioning normally on the platform with the exception of assets related to Gala, SRM, and as well as Ray. Further affirming that the business was cash flow positive, he added, "We're never going to raise funds." Crypto.com CEO addresses the $400 million mishap. So actually, funny enough, if you guys don't recall, this is going to be the second time that Crypto.com has accidentally sent cryptocurrency to the wrong address. They did this a while ago, earlier this year, and they've done it again now. So on Sunday, Marsalek revealed that the exchange had accidentally sent a whopping 400 million worth of Ethereum to the wrong wallet address. Even though it was returned, the community expressed concerns. In the interview, the Crypto.com CEO noted the funds were not at no risk of being lost. The system would not allow us to send money somewhere it can't be recovered. In order to transmit these scales, all addresses must be whitelisted and authorized, according to Marsalek. The money was returned after Gate.io increased the corporate account's daily transfer limit, and the intended address was Crypto.com's corporate account at the payment processor. And this is where things come into question, because the accidental send and everything that was going on was actually to Gate.io, which is another cryptocurrency exchange. And then what we find out essentially is that, and this is absolute insanity, boys, but exchanges appear to be sharing reserves. This is another Twitter thread. But Crypto.com sent 320k ETH to Gate.io, and then the amount is returned 1 week later. So this is exactly the window in which Gate.io got its proof of reserves audited. So essentially what happened here is we have a, it's actually tweet is unavailable now, which is interesting. So we'll have to hopefully we have it up right now. I'm going to tell you guys what was happening here. Can we even pull up? Okay, we can pull that up. Can we pull this up? And the only thing we can't pull up is the original tweet, which had the actual transaction in it. Okay, so we can't pull up. We'll have to pull this transaction up, right? And I don't like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a, we can't prove much other than what we can see is this. We know that essentially on October 21st is when it was sent back or sent to. Is that correct? Or is that when that was posted? Yeah. October 21st is when it was sent to gate.io, and the proof of reserves assessment report was on October 28th, and then it was sent back to crypto.com at that time. So what we're finding is that there is a possibility that what's been going on is that reserves are being shared. Now, to be fair, there was a response from Chris, who said it was supposed to be a move to a new cold storage address, but was sent to a whitelisted external exchange address. We worked with Gate team and the funds were subsequently returned to our cold storage. That's what we were talking about earlier. So this accidental send is just conveniently sent to gate.io when they're going through proof of reserves. So the other thing that I want to talk about is because there's a big push for proof of reserves. And I think to a certain extent for centralized exchanges, it makes sense. Meaning I get it. You have essentially a group of people that go through and audit centralized exchanges and send out what the reserves are. However, as we know with everything else in life, that can be highly manipulated, and it isn't necessarily indicative of whether or not the exchange is over leveraged in certain areas, whether or not those reserves were actually there. That I think you need to do on-chain data for that. And that's kind of where things get weird, right? So, another person on Twitter went ahead and looked into this and said, confirmed crypto.com accidentally sent 320K ETH of user deposits to gate.io on October 21st. And October 28th, Gate shows proof of reserves and then sends 285,000 ETH back. This was topping the proof of stake in gate.io. Topping up for the proof. So essentially they were topping up for the proof is the accusation. And basically crypto.com was, there's possibly here a tinfoil hat, right? We'll throw that on. There's possibly here a little bit of cooperation between exchanges to boost reserves, right? That's the accusation that's being thrown out, which if true would be absolutely insane. Simply insane. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. You can check out the full episode here or more crypto content down here. Also, I'd like you to check out my locals page at sonofatech.locals.com, where you can become a member for free or choose to be a $5 a month supporter that unlocks additional content.